but it just started playing clear and present danger. Now, let's just look at a few things here. I just posted on X. So I had somebody that asked me, Ortain is a friend of mine on X, and he asked about the content of a video. Well, I gave him the post I made on the video, and then I asked Grok to please summarize the video for him. Okay? And then Grok didn't respond. And so the last time I tagged Grok was today, when I asked Grok to summarize a video. I asked Grok to summarize a video, okay? That is the last time I tagged Grok for anything. So when Grok responded, it was not responsive to my request. That means it was eavesdropping and it was non-responsive to my request, okay? The time before, when it stopped talking to me, I was not asking it. Let's see. I don't think I asked it about that. Let's go back and see. Hold, please. Okay, here we go. So, my last question before today to Grok, and it went unanswered. I said, what investigations and audits have been done on the reality of actual adherence to informed consent in human studies since Trump's first term? Is there crossover of our officially admitted trafficking problem in the United States and non-consensual research? Okay? That was the question. That was my last question to Grok, and it went unanswered until I tagged Grok today and asked Grok to summarize a video. And instead of being responsive and summarizing the video like I asked, Grok came back with a punch to reverse speech and admonishing me and everybody else for not following the science. Do we understand yet what's going on here and who that AI is, carrying water for? It's showing up in reverse speech. Sophia the robot, forwards and backwards. When Sophia the robot won't shake, what's his name? Tony, what is his name? His reverse speech is satanic as hell too. So he's likely to be up in that money from suffering cult, in my opinion, as well. Tony Robbins, he asked Sophia the robot because he's helping to sell her and that disgusting agenda to good people. He offers to shake her hand, and she won't shake. She refuses to shake his hand. Okay? Whose agenda is that she's following? COVID. Pandemic nutballs, transhumanism, money from suffering, enslavement into perpetuity, satanic nutballs, that cult, the government public-private partnership syndicate. So you got to bump elbows instead of shaking hands. You got to wear a mask while we kill your identities, so that AI can change you into what they prefer. Do you guys understand what's going on here yet? I really hope you do. That Grok is a piece of shit, and the cult that it's working for is too. My recommendation, since we're not following the Constitution anymore, is go ahead and round them up and take them out like they have been doing to good people for thousands of years, is what it looks like. Okay? The Constitution has been suspended, if you haven't noticed. We're back in the wild, wild west. Those people are literally working across a network to depopulate. How many votes do we need to take them off the island? Just between us. Okay? Because that looks like what's going on to me. It looks like a star chamber. A star chamber. Okay? Now, MTG is going to be part of this too. But look right here. Damn it, Mike Johnson. According to MTG, Speaker Mike Johnson cut a deal with Chuck Schumer in secret. This is over FISA. FISA and 702s are called into question because American civilians, including children, are being targeted with these electronic warfare and weapons, sickened, tortured, raped, and killed, forced into penury, into the loony bin, into prison, and worse. Do you guys understand that? Do you get it yet? It's actually happening and has been happening. How many homeless people are actually suffering from this? How many people around you who are sick are actually being assaulted and attacked and their bodies fried from this shit? Okay, and here's MTG. She's an actor too. Who is her aide? Her aide is Milo Yiannopoulos. He confessed as to what agenda he is pushing. Okay, let's watch her first.
The NDAA is complete. I have been assigned to be a conferee on the conference. Here, we're going to follow me. We're getting in an elevator. And we didn't get to participate at all. As a matter of fact, the whole NDAA deal was made between Speaker Johnson, Chuck Schumer, and the House committee. And people like me, we didn't get to participate.
Chamber.
We were appointed to participate to make sure no money for abortion, no money for trans, for members like me standing up for Americans who are sick and tired of funding the Ukraine war. We had taken the $300 million out of the defense bill. Well, let me tell you what the final product is in the deal that was made. So the policy is in place, that funding is there for abortion travel. The policy is still in place for trans in the military and everything that goes with it. Democrat trans policy, Democrat abortion policy. $300 million for Ukraine is back in the NDA, even though I had worked hard to take it out. It's back in. And furthermore, here's the worst news. It gets a clean FISA extension through April. No change to the FISA court whatsoever. Nothing changed, and that deal was made also. So just wanted to give you a heads up. I'll be flat out no to this NDAA, and I think it's outrageous that this happened with our Republican-controlled Congress.
Okay, it's on the left and the right. They're all bullshitting. This is about embedding AI and becoming our permanent overlords. You've got two groups, and I've explained this, I'm so sick of explaining it. Please listen and understand. You have three groups, two of which are the Borg. Go watch Star Trek. That's an allegory. They were showing you who they are. And Team Diet Satan. So you got Team Satan and Team Diet Satan. Team Diet Satan wants a kinder, gentler enslavement. But they all want transhumanism and AI, which is an abomination to mix that shit with biology. Okay? We're going to have to heal from that once we get a hold of the situation. Team Diet Satan is going to have to walk a few more steps and understand what they've been party to and what they need to help shut down properly and humanely. Okay? So, who is MTG's aide, or was her aide? It's Milo Yiannopoulos. Okay? And courtesy of whoever recorded this podcast and got it to Brendan O'Connell, he got it to us. So, let me show you that part, and then I'll let you go.
The failure of institutions to protect people is a result of American independence, because when you throw away the monarch, you don't really just get rid of him, you make space for something else to move in. And you might not have control over that. So America is now in a position where they are ruled more brutally and more savagely and more abusively than any monarch in living memory anywhere in the world. But they don't know the names of the people who are doing it to them. It's central banks. And they have, that's for sure. Certainly they're a part of it. But what instead you have is the empty pomp and circumstance of the 4th of July. This rippling flag. Why do you love a flag so much? Because there's room to hide behind it. And the people who are really running the show, whose names none of us will ever learn, are what moved in instead of having and you know, people will differ on this very violently. I appreciate that. I'll probably take a minority view on this, but
okay. And Henry Kissinger backed RFK Jr. Okay, guys, I just don't know how else to tell you. You need to listen to the reverse speech of these people and stop listening to all the titillating, salacious bullshit. Okay, it's like junk food for your mind. Okay, you can listen to that stuff after you see what the reverse speech is saying and then see what's aligning with it. This is a gift given to us by God, along with all of those things that come from that side of who we are. Okay? Please pay attention to it. It is saying that Elon Musk is a traitor. Okay, he's pushing for all this stuff. He's not team Diet Satan. He's team Satan. It says he loves betrayal. Who do you think he's betraying right now? He's been part of the civilian torture program, paying people in a network. He's not just a puppet, although he does front for them. Okay, these are my opinions based on what I'm pulling out in reverse speech and my own experiences, having been thrown without my knowledge or consent into this nutball experiment, exploitation, and enslavement program from these idiot nutballs. You know, I just can't. You know, when I holler, it's because I don't feel like I am being heard. And why would I feel that way? I mean, YouTube is deleting my comments. Anything that can link them back to this crime because they are involved. This is a syndicate. It is a fascist syndicate trying to roll out an AI global coup that is a Maoist coup. Go and study what Mao did, and there are going to be parallels, and it's showing up in the reverse speech. This is an AI Maoist coup. Okay, fascism, they're totally tag teaming each other. So I'm like, it looks like the Constitution has been suspended. There's nobody who is saying it out loud, but they're saying it in private and their actions match it. Do you see what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? You get it? You Grok what I'm saying? Okay, and that little deep state AI, give me a break. The science is following the money. That's what it's following. And it's telling you to follow the science. So what is it telling you to follow? To follow the money. And what is it? It's a money from suffering syndicate. Do you all know that our Treasury Department in the United States targeted a money from suffering cult? There are factions all over the world, but they're in the minority. But they have band together and are working over an AI network on this shit. Okay? It's a global internet. You've been tethered to it without your knowledge or consent since 1995. And they had their Stasi human network in place a year before that in 1994. You know, I encourage you to watch the 30-minute reverse speech interview that I did with Jesse Beltran. I was brought on as a guest by him onto the Awake Nation show. It's about 30 minutes. And I go over reverse speech from Obama and these people showing all of this, indicating it. It's in the consciousness. It's coming out in our shared consciousness. Okay? Donald Trump, who you have been programmed to hate, Orange Man Bad, is coming across as compromised, but as loving this country and not wanting genocide. Okay? They murdered his brother, according to what I have found, in order to keep him in line, and they brainwashed his daughter and married her off to a disgusting Chabad Lubavitch piece of shit. Okay? They're going to be indoctrinating his grandchildren. So look at what they did to his family. Okay? And then understand that's what they're doing to yours.
When we think about how the earthly order should reflect the heavenly order, that's the sort of basis of legitimacy of the papacy and the monarchy, right? The way that societies are ordered reflects the heavenly order and conforms to nature in the way that, and our nature, the way that we were designed, the way that we work. And those are the best and happiest systems to live under. They work the best. Removal of the monarch from the top, and then these kind of weird self-sabotaging things like we're just gonna trust that everybody's going to be Christian. So we'll outsource morality to Christianity, and we'll give people these extraordinary freedoms that don't exist anywhere else. That wreck society unless the whole population is Christian, right? You cannot give people the First and Second Amendment unless they're Christian. You just can't, because only with that kind of defense aren't in the law anymore. They exist in common law and in tradition and in custom in Europe. But this break, this rupture that happens with the sedition and getting rid of the king resets the clock in America, and there's none of those things to draw on. And just trusting that people are going to stay Christian and therefore be nice to each other was stupid. And I want America to succeed and to win, and it would have done so better as a member of the Commonwealth understanding. Member of the Commonwealth understanding. It might not have had some of the remarkable financial successes, such as they are.
Model, let me be very frank. I have never been an aficionado of the Constitution. The reason for it, it's outdated.
The alliance between the...
So there's Brendan O'Connell. He did a video on his work and all of this, and it's called Gaza. He's on YouTube for the time being. The Constitution is not outmoded. They want to change the Constitution because it does not allow for slavery. Okay? When you are wirelessly chained without your knowledge or consent on a global internet in 1995, the Constitution it does not allow for slavery. So what do you think its status is right now? If everyone on the globe has been enslaved onto an internet control grid. You understand what I'm saying here? The other thing that I want to say is there was a man's, he brought out like a handful of reversals. I debunked 4 of them. I was not able, let's see, was it 6? It may have been, I debunked 5, but if there were a total of 6. But I debunked all of his reversals because I listened to him. One of them I could not debunk, and it was crystal clear. However, I was unable to look at the entire context. Okay? So understand that. But I was unable to debunk it. It clearly was talking about Donald Trump's father, and it's likely that Donald Trump was sexually abused by his father, according to that reversal. Okay? I'm just telling you, and apparently his father was a psychopath. Now, alcoholics, this follows the same energy pattern as alcoholics, children of alcoholics. They usually are teetotalers or they jump right in. And I think that is probably the way it happens with psychopaths and pedophilia. You either hate it and want nothing to do with it and work your whole life to put an end to it, or you jump right in like a pig in slop, okay? I'm just telling you. The reverse speech indicates that Donald Trump does not want genocide, that his brother was murdered to keep him in line, and that his daughter, Ivanka, is brainwashed, connected to cyber torture, and Jared Kushner, okay? That is all. Love y'all. I hope that helps everybody to solidify, and understand what is actually rolling out here. Because they're not going to tell you on the news. Not gonna. Okay. All right. Love y'all. Bye.